Hello, how you doing today? And welcome to this week's edition of Let You Pop podcast, brought to you by First GenXers Presents Broadcast Network. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double, and I am here as always with my co-host, Runescryer star Dave of parentheses.
Hey, wait a
I'm
minute.
just
Hold on. Did I screw that up? My stupid fingers. Yeah, I. Um,
all good, man.
I'll fix it next time.
All good, all
Fuck it.
good,
We'll
man.
do it live.
With Runescryer and the one and only Saint hosting now versus then, and a member of the collective. Uh, we are here to talk everything pop culture,
Let's correct that.
wrestling.
The founder of the Collective Limited.
There we go, founder of the collective.
Thank you.
And we are here to talk to you about everything pop culture, video games, and pro wrestling. And we got a show for you because there's lots to talk about. So we will open up the show as always. What's up? Oh, there you go. What's up? Well, that's new. You guys weren't able to text, weren't able to send messages out on YouTube before. Now you can. That's awesome. All right.
Well, I've always been connected, just never connected to it. New
all
setup.
So, Saints on a new setup, and we're on to the next segment. Hot topics. We talk some of the hottest things going on in pop culture today.
Really?
What we're going to start out with right now. Yes, hot topics. We're going to start out with X-Men 97 Season 2, Episode 5. Now, this episode kind of takes us off of the beaten path of the apocalypse storyline, which we know it will, as good storytelling does, it will come back to that. It will somehow end up in that same category. But this episode, titled Weapon X Lies in DVDs, sort of surrounded more of like Wolverine and his crew. Sabretooth, Omega Red was in the episode, Lady Deathstrike, who else? Morph was in it. So the overall thing of it is that Wolverine, Morph, and a lethal squad of Weapon X rivals as they infiltrate a secret illegal research facility in the Frozen Ark, which was assumed to be the place where they originally made the different Weapon X's. All right, so that's your setup there. It takes us away. The mission Wolverine reassembles Team X, including Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, Maverick, Garrison, Kane, and more under the pretense of shutting down new unauthorized experiments run by Dr. Cornelius. However, Logan's true hidden motivation is to find a way to restore the adamantium to his skeleton. At this point, he has lost adamantium. He's back to the bone claws.
Wolverine loses his adamantium every decade or so at this point now in the comics.
Okay, yeah. And my thing is that first of all, that story, first of all, that should have been a 2-episode arc. I don't care. No. That should have been stretched across 2 episodes. I'm sorry. We didn't even really know who that one guy was. I mean, he was talking more shit than a little bit, and he's the first one that gets iced. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, what? Like, seriously? Like, what? Are we doing this just for we kill a guy and then they didn't even have no 2 fucks of no concern or said any words like, oh, he's just there. That's the throwaway character. That's why. That's where the writing gets funny, because you didn't even talk about. You didn't even mention. You just kind of looked at him and said, and then stepped off into the snow. And then you got Omega Red, who just happened to be there, wrapped up. And I mean, really?
All right. Oh, by the way, speaking of everyone's favorite knucklehead, I need to talk about when we get to video games. There's a deeper dive trailer for the Wolverine game.
Yeah, I saw that.
And yeah, everybody shows up.
Okay.
Everybody.
We'll remind you when video games come around.
Yeah.
I'll say, now, I agree with you there. They killed off a couple of characters pretty quickly in this particular episode that kind of tripped me out. Like I said, killing off Maverick, killing off Garrison Kane, like right from the start. Yeah.
Right.
He talked a lot, and he walked right into that. He walked right into that red shirt trope that everybody does. Yeah, I'm gonna kill. I've killed lots of boom boom. He's the first motherfucker that got taken out.
And X-Men has a sadly long history of disposable characters.
Yeah.
Just killing the character off, just a character off just for the shock value of it. Going all the way back to Thunderbird, man.
Well, so we come to find out that there is this thing that has taken over this base that they went to go find. What is it called? The Brood. And I didn't quite get how they explained it, whether or not it was failed experiments created the Brood,
okay,
or what.
And that was another thing that pissed me off about this episode. The Brood, really?
Yeah.
Says while fighting through the bunkers, the remaining team recovers digital file logs exposing horrific government experiments. The files reveal that Weapon X program was combining its signature adamantium bonding technology with captured Brood biology in an attempt to engineer a completely controllable, hyper-loyal super soldier. This is interesting.
Maybe that's why Captain America said,
"Yeah, like what the?
Like,
yeah,
I don't want to know."
All right, and then at a certain point in the episode, Wolverine becomes infected by the Brood virus and becomes a kind of a version of himself that is not happy, and effectively they end up shoving him into the tank to get his adamantium back, and that ends up being enough to bring back the old Wolverine, bring back Logan.
Yeah.
And it was just that easy to capture him. I mean, come on, man. Wolverine is not, it was like 24 minutes just for him to get flipped into a container, and then all of a sudden he gets it out. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. That was a bad episode. You could have did 2 stories, man.
If it had been a Halloween episode, I think it would have been better. That's not the only thing that I had an issue with. Like, there was some gaps in storytelling, but it seemed like this was just one of those random side stories. Like I said, that somehow later on all of this would tie back into whatever is going on with the apocalypse and that ultimate overall story. But I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling.
Now I will tell you this: the nice touch when Morph changed into Sasquatch from Alpha Flight, that was cool, but I mean, he was a little red. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck was that? He's orange, man.
Well, Sasquatch, red fur. You're talking about? He was a little red.
Yeah.
Sasquatch's color has gone all over the brown red spectrum over the years. I mean, he's even been pure white.
Okay, that's a given.
Pure white fur. That is.
I'll say, but yeah, what I did like about the Morph thing was Morph Morph allowed multiple characters to make an appearance. Like at one point in the episode, Deadpool makes an appearance. At one point in the episode, Spider-Man makes an appearance. Like, you know, like Morph's ability, the Hulk makes an appearance. Like because of Morph, we got to see people who really had absolutely nothing to do with the storyline. Probably won't ever appear in X-Men 97 to appear for us.
Well, the Avengers appeared in there too, though, for a brief second. Yeah. Iron Man.
Was it Iron Man? I thought it was just Captain America and
No. But there was a like a flash quick scene when they were talking about I think in the last season or towards the end when they were talking about the asteroid M falling to Earth, and you saw Tony Stark in the arm, and he was in, of course, his 90s outfit. I remember that very well, how he looked.
Did he have the Jerry curl perm and the porn stash?
No, but he did have the the no mouth Iron Man.
Right.
That,
yeah.
You know.
You want to know something I noticed the other day? I was telling this to one of my coworkers, that one thing that I noticed the other day was this: on all Iron Man IP property stuff that's made directly for children, the mask has a smile.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mask itself, even if you look at what you call it, there's no smile.
Yes, and that's a issue with really any power armor character, a modern issue, I will say. Trying to get when you got external shots, trying to get expressions of feelings, of things like that. Even in the early days of Iron Man, they'd solve that with generally like seeing through the eye slits, you know, having a facial close-up like this, and then having the eyes do the expression through the eye slits for shock, astonishment, sadness, anger, stuff like that. That's how it worked. But then you get into some really, really stupid designs. Okay, I mean, like the designs for like steel and hardware, totally on point, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can see the emotions of the character while they're fighting, every stuff like that. One of my favorite role-playing games, Champions, their Iron Man XP originally had the faceplate in there, and then for the 6th edition they switched it up, and it's an open helmet without any protective screening or anything like that, just to get that emotive. And it's just like, you guys failed the assignment, because in 5th edition there was this absolutely fantastic cover of the power armor character about to be sacrificed by this demonic cultist, and you can see in a transparent shield, you don't see his face, but you see enough details to see oh shit, I'm about to get a magic knife through the chest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it would be up to the animators and the people that take care of that in order to do that, in order to make sure that those emotions come through somehow in body language and or in actual facial expressions. But all right, so that'll wrap us up with X-Men episode 5. We'll get to episode 6 next week. I think we got a few more weeks of it. I think there's going to be at least 12 or 13 episodes this season. So we got a few more weeks of talking to X-Men 97. This was just a small stumble off the path. Just a small stumble off.
Yeah,
they'll get back on track. It'll get back to being good.
Hopefully.
Oh, yes. All right. So real quick, one last thing I wanted to do real quick is give some quick thoughts. This week I happened to be able to watch He-Man Masters of the Universe, and also uh, well, I say Supergirl, and I will say this. I'll start with Supergirl. Supergirl has a lot of has been getting a lot of flack, and I don't think it was well deserved. I think the only place where the movie did fall short was the style of storytelling. The way I would describe it is, I feel like I was dropped into a book at chapter 9, and the movie ended in chapter 14, like a 20 chapter book. I don't really feel like we were given like a complete story from beginning to end. But that's about the only flaw I have. I like the fight scenes. I liked her relationship with the young girl. And Lobo, I'll have to agree with my daughter. There just wasn't enough of him. But I think without giving him his own movie, you're not going to get enough. And then on to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. If you didn't like this movie, that's on you. Because I thought this movie was a perfect love letter to basically He-Man and the Masters of the Universe fans that have been fans since we were kids. Like this was what, even down to the Dolph Lundgren cameo, like this is what like they couldn't do because of special effects back in the days when Dolph Lundgren did it. But like it had everything. It had everything. And then the last thing I'll say that I truly enjoyed was the fact that they didn't overuse the He-Man name. He didn't even call himself He-Man until like the last 10 seconds of the movie. Like the last 10, 15 seconds. Other than that, whether he's in the full garb or not, they refer to him as Adam. So like to me, perfect love letter to He-Man fans. And then also the post-credit scenes, loved it that they set up everything else moving forward. And for once, I am honestly and genuinely surprised to say this. I enjoyed Jared Leto in a role. I thought that he actually played Skeletor very well. Not to mention the fact that Skeletor was well written with a nice mixture of comedy and seriousness that existed in the Skeletor in the animated version of Skeletor.
The Joker was not made for Jared Leto. I'm sorry.
Right.
Skeletor though,
he killed that role.
Man, listen, all the way down. Listen, Alan Oppenheimer should be like, hey, let's give that man an award, because I'm gonna tell you, Skeletor was about as evil, was about as ridiculous, because he was right down like in the fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
It was just that good.
Yeah, 100%.
Jared Leto, Tron, Kiss It to the Four Winds, Joker, even fucking Morbius. Jared, Skeletor will be your role at this point.
Yep.
In range.
And as far as and here's the thing that I like. I can't wait till they get what was the name of Skeletor's panther?
I'm blanking on it.
I'm blanking. But I can't wait till they bring that in, because they did a really good job with Cringer. And again, they waited until the very end to give us so much, and I love it. It wasn't strewn out throughout the movie. Like he rode Cringer in the battle, but Cringer didn't get the battle armor until the very end, until you see Cringer at the very end of the movie, and it's like, yes.
Yeah. By the way, someone has 3D printed a conversion kit so that you can take the current Cringer and transform them into Battle Cat.
Nice.
Little, bulk stuff that bulks up the character and adds the armor and everything like that and the mask.
And see, like I said, it's one of those situations where again, everything about the movie I feel was done very well. So if I had to give grades to each of the movies, I'd probably give Supergirl a B plus. But like I said, that's only because of the pace of the story. So I feel like I was dropped in chapter 9 and we ended in chapter 14. So I never got to see the beginning and didn't really get to see the conclusion. Outside of that, everything else about the movie was great. So I give it a B plus. And then He-Man, easily A plus if you want to go there.
Yeah. No origin stories.
What's up?
That's what I do like. No origin stories, because it's already, it's already like in the last 3 Superman iterations, actually the last 4, they're the only time where it started off at the beginning, with the exception of Smallville. Okay. Smallville, that's because that's what it was all about. But every Superman, you got Superman, you had Lois and Clark, you had Man of Steel, all those different versions of Superman being told the same. We know he went to another planet, but at this point, like at the beginning, when they did the movie, this how many years ago was this event? This many years ago was this event? 10 minutes ago, Superman got his ass busted up. You know what I'm saying? And then boom.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all we
need. But
it
was funny to see. It was funny though, because everybody made fun of that scene where Clark crashes out in Supergirl, right? Mm-hmm. Or in Superman, where Clark crashes out over Krypto.
Yeah.
Right. But then when you see what Krypto means to Supergirl, you understand it clearly makes you understand why he crashed out. You know what I'm saying? When Lex Luthor took the dog, it's like no, you don't understand. Like that dog ain't even mine for you to be fucking with like that. And so but yeah, because what she went through just to be able to save that dog. My daughter was like, "You do that for our dog, huh, Dad?"
See,
I don't know about traveling through 8 galaxies and beating up a bunch of alien criminals. I might try. I don't know if I'll survive, but I might try for my dog. I do love him that much. Anyway, all right. So that'll close us out there. That little movie review closes us out for Hot Topics. Now we're going to jump on to our next segment in the show, which is all right. Pop Culture Corner. For those of you listening on the audio tip, where we talk about everything pop culture, at least everything pop culture. And today we start out with some Marvel Studios news. As the headline says, Nova movie in development at Marvel Studios, Loki and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, writer Michael Waldron to write and potentially direct. Gentlemen, your thoughts on them doing another, what can kind of be considered a niche character? Because I think a lot of the hardcore fans know who Nova is, but I don't know if a lot of casual comic book fans really know who Nova is. Saint, you're scrunching up your face, so why don't you give us your thoughts
first?
Well,
no, I mean, because I know this is going to be another one of those. This is going to be one of those rise from the ashes type of superhero story in this case, because what you know of the Nova Corps, you see these guys, they had ships, they didn't have the helmets or anything like that, and that was kind of to me somewhat of a disappointment. Now You have Richard Rider, who's actually going to be Nova. It should be Nova, and this is a character that was specifically between the late 70s and the early 80s, who actually went inactive because I guess Marvel just didn't know what the fuck to do with the character,
Right.
and
Right.
went on and part of the cosmic origins of that. So
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, I'm listen. Nova, I'll put it to you like this: if you have Marvel Cosmic Invasion, if you have the game Marvel Cosmic Invasion, you can see Nova for yourself, and you can actually play as him. So
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that in the comics currently, Rich is the current Nova Prime. He's leading everything. So, but yeah, I mean, Nova was a character that was not only another Marvel attempt to create a Green Lantern analog group of space cops, but in the 70s and 80s, he was the new Spider-Man, the young hero character trying to navigate his way through the great power that he has and trying to do right and trying to find his way with it. Um, and then, of course, in the 90s, we got the New Warriors, Richard Rider,
yeah,
who
I forgot about that.
I liked him. I thought he was fine. He was fun. Um, but yeah, you have to understand also that at the very, very origin of the MCU, Iron Man was a niche character
Yeah.
to the public. So, personally, when we were done with Guardians of the Galaxy, first film, and you had the Power Stone on Xandar, and the Nova Corps were destroyed by Ronan's forces. Um, I thought, cool, we're getting Nova because they're going to take the Power Stone and they're going to use it to empower people to be these galactic protectors in there, but not the plan. So, okay, whatever. Um, but yeah, Nova was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus TV series.
Right.
It never really came together for various reasons, and now they're going forward with the movie. Um, I'm excited simply because Michael Waldron, the showrunner, scriptwriter for Loki, which is still one of the best Disney Plus MCU entries. Um, yeah, he's getting involved in that, so I can't wait to see what he's going to do.
Mm.
Sure. His involvement definitely perks my ears up.
Yeah, and you know what? With the X-Men going to be part of the MCU, Nova versus Cannonball.
Okay, you can see that. That would be quite interesting.
Two near invulnerable flying bricks going at each other, and it all comes down to skill and tactics because Nova and Cannonball basically have the same power sets. They fly, they're invulnerable when they're flying.
Yeah.
Nova's got the advantage in that he's got a little bit of super strength going on over Sam, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Mm.
The inevitable Avengers versus X-Men fight that is contractually obligated, must happen every single time.
Now, gentlemen, with this next announcement, I'm gonna let y'all know that from now on, nobody has any right to complain or complain or say that they are too old to do something, because 95-year-old William Shatner is about to make his heavy metal debut. Riot Fest. Well, actually, sorry, this was a while back. The Uckers. Yeah.
Well,
September, or sorry, this upcoming.
Asterisk Uckers.
Uckers, yes.
Yes.
Uckers. On September 20th. So William Shatner can get up there and rock out at 95 with a heavy metal band, then you can do whatever it is that you want. Like there shouldn't be anything stopping.
All right. Okay,
Let's hear from our music guy.
Listen, William Shatner, I know he's gonna do whatever he does because he's William Shatner. I mean,
yeah,
you know, he did Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds like many decades ago.
Rocket Man.
That up. Yeah, Rocket. Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah.
We don't even want to talk about that travesty. So listen, if you're gonna go out and not with a band, you sit in a rocking chair in some place in the void. We need a 95-year-old Captain Kirk. That's all. And Rand.
Stop trying to pigeonhole him to Star Trek.
But,
let William rock out. Let him be Ozzy Osbourne for a night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not big.
Let's face it. Let's face it, gentlemen.
Yeah, the thing is that he's going to get automatically compared to Sir Christopher Lee, and there's just no way that he's going to measure up to that standard. No.
Well, hold on.
No.
What about Vincent Price in Thriller?
Hold on. We have no standard for a 95-year-old man getting on stage and playing rock music.
Yes, we do. Christopher Lee.
Okay, like he did it, but that's not necessarily a standard. He did it. We enjoyed him. Like, why not let William Shatner be William Shatner and let his individual performance speak for itself?
Because one, it's Riot Fest, which is a heavy metal punk hybrid festival. So we're going to get, as I said elsewhere on the internet, we're going to get him doing a cover of like classic punk songs, and it's going to be like, what you need, my son, is a holiday in Cambodia.
We'll see. I'd say give him a shot.
Dick Van Dyke, The Return of Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Okay. And when he got up and he did his little dance, man, fuck that.
Dick Van Dyke at the century mark, still able to move like that.
Yeah. So William Shatner can sit down.
Yeah. No, William Shatner.
I like Kirk.
William Shatner
is my favorite Star Trek character because he was cool.
He passes away. He is what the character. Screw Captain Kirk. Screw all the acting shit. William Shatner is a fucking blessing to this world, and he needs to continue being William Shatner until the day he croaks.
Yeah, I think if you take a poll of the surviving Star Trek original cast members, they're not going to agree with you that William Shatner is a blessing.
He's entertaining as far as I'm concerned. So as long as he's entertaining, I'm good.
There's only two surviving members, and I know Walter Koenig. Yeah, and I know Walter Koenig is neither here and there, but
yeah, George Takei.
Sulu. Isn't Sulu still alive?
Yeah, George
Takei. And him and William Shatner are probably going to beef until the end of their days, man.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Well, speaking of, we got one more dude to talk about. Or we got a couple more dudes to talk about here. As
what up, LaDon?
Hey,
LaDon in the house.
Comments. What's up?
That's TJ Hooker.
TJ Hooker to you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's say, all right. So we got a couple of deaths to cover here real quick. The first one up is William Wisher, Terminator 1 and 2 co-writer with James Cameron. He dies at 71 years old, unfortunately. Yeah, we're again people from our not our times and they are our age, but our times in like they did shit that was impactful in our age, as well as Marvel actor Wai Ching Ho dies at 82.
Madam Gao. That's the one that really hits me. I mean,
from Daredevil, right?
Yes. Well, Daredevil, Iron Fist, the whole Netflix Defenders series. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, considering that, how old was she when she was performing those moves and putting the beat down on Daredevil, on Danny?
Yeah.
In there, so fantastic, physical actress, and also, let's face it, as great as Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin has been, she was the definition of boss energy in the Netflix series. All
I can get that.
From Daredevil through Defenders.
Well, we're sad to see her and the co-writer for Terminator 1 and 2 leave us on this planet, but like they're dropping like flies as it stands right now. Like all the people that were adults as we were growing up are just, it's their time, it's their turn right now.
Yeah.
It's sad to watch them go, but at least we have the memories of what they gave us in Terminator 1 and 2 and the Netflix series. I'm pretty sure she has tons of other acting credits to her name. Both of them, rest in peace. Any last words on them, gentlemen, before we move on?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Next story up, and second to last story for Pop Culture Corner here is DC Studios is eyeing, I have not watched the show, Landman star Mitchell Slaggert to play DCU's Batman.
Yeah, I've seen maybe one episode, and it's about it's with Billy Bob Thornton. It's on on Paramount, but I know who it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, just stop the speculation. Hire Alan Rickson already. There's your Bruce Wayne. Already.
See, okay. Can I be honest with you? I think that with Alan Rickman, as much as I think attitude-wise, he covers the Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Jack Reacher on the Netflix show. Hawk from the Teen Titans TV series. Yeah, it's Alan Rickman.
I think he runs into the same issue that Ben Affleck ran into. Now, I'll say it again, as I said it like this. My only issue with the Batfleck is that Batman, outside of the animated series, there's a contrast to Batman and Bruce Wayne. And Bruce Wayne is normally the smaller of the two. And he gets in the Batman suit with the cowl, and it kind of fills him out.
Right.
With the Batfleck, my issue is even when he was outside of the suit, I'll say it in a quick, like I did before to get to my point quick. Bruce Wayne should not look like, and Batman should not look like they just got done doing a 10-year bid at Gotham State Penitentiary. Like they just shouldn't. Okay, like Bruce should be nice and true, and then when he puts on the suit, he becomes the badass Bruce Wayne or Batman. But because
let's hear from the Batman. Let's hear from the Batman stand here.
Okay, because you got to think about it, and this is what I'm going to say on this. You have to remember, what was the one thing that happened in that universe off screen, that why Batman is how he is.
What?
Because of the death of his partner. Remember the Robin suit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And that was a big deal, because when Jason Todd got killed, Batman changed. He changed a whole different thing. He became a lot more darker. That's why Tim Drake was introduced into the story.
My boy.
Okay. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I get that, but when you lose the contrast in body sizes between Bruce Wayne and Batman, for me visually it takes something
But
away.
okay, here's
Like,
a point. Here's a
It's
point
kind of
to
like
make.
the contrast between Hulk and Bruce Banner. If Bruce Banner was as big as he is when he's the Hulk all the time, even when he was Bruce, it kind of loses some of its thing. Like
But
part of the
okay.
thing, part of the appeal of it is having the skinny guy that rages out and turns into this bigger dude.
But
It's kind of a similar thing.
here's the point.
But
In
Bruce
the
Wayne
DC,
Bruce Wayne could turn soft. You know what he changed it. Like Bruce Wayne put
Well,
on.
I'm not talking about
Batman
attitude. I'm
put it
talking about
on.
actual physical look. I'm talking about that's the problem that I have with Rickman. Is Rickman is a naturally muscular, huge muscular guy, and that look is not what I want to see out of my Bruce Wayne.
and
Batman, yes. Bruce
okay,
Wayne, no.
But there's the Clark Kent Superman issue, okay, where it's not armor, that it's just 250 pounds of corn-fed Kansas beef, whether he's Clark Kent or Superman.
Okay.
But how Clark does it is through disguise, through understanding how to disguise himself, and that he slouches, he affects a different attitude, and so there's a disconnect.
Okay,
but Bruce does the same thing in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think you're completely
he acts differently. He
You're
physically
missing my point. I'm not saying that.
He's talking about the physical aspect.
I'm talking about visually. To me, when I'm watching Batman on the screen,
I
get what happened in the comic books, but I'm just talking about visually. To me, my issue with Affleck was he was the same size, whether he was in the Batman suit or not. It wasn't about people knowing that he was Batman. It was just that visually he was the same size. So whether or not Batman adopted a different Affleck, that's still not visually going to change.
There are ways to present someone, a actor, physically, and I'm talking about visually on screen, okay, as different proportions. I'm not talking about padding. I'm not talking about anything. I'm not even talking necessarily about the slouching. Okay? When you watched Lord of the Rings, you really thought Elijah Wood, even though he's not a big guy, you thought he was 3 feet tall. Even in the scenes where he's sitting right next to Ian McKellen. It has to do with camera angles. It has to do with photography techniques. It can be done.
Okay.
You can shave off a good half foot off of Alan Rickman.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this from the kindest place in my heart. If you watch Lord of the Rings and genuinely thought Elijah Wood was 3 feet tall, that's a personal issue. Like, yes, they did great jobs with special effects and camera angles. But if you genuinely thought dude was only 3 feet tall,
no,
I get what you're saying.
It's the verisimilitude of it.
I'm joking.
It's believable, is my point.
I'm just saying that it's something that they did not do with Affleck when they did it visually. Like I said, it was the same side. I'm not saying Alan Rickman would be a bad Batman. I just think visually for me it would be hard. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like the same thing I go over and over with when I talk to people about Interview with a Vampire and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise did an amazing job as Lestat in the movie, an amazing job. But visually, my brain never clicked because he did not fit the look of Lestat the way he should have. So regardless, yeah, we'll move forward.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It could be Rickman. I'm pretty sure he would be willing to
he
take
wants
the role.
And he said that's what he wants. That's the role he wants to do.
Okay. And let me be clear about this. I would not hate it, but they would have to do a hell of a lot better of a job than they did with
it's the opposite argument of 1989 with Michael Keaton playing Batman.
Yeah. I thought Keaton was the perfect fit because outside he was a smaller guy. So once you put him in the suit, it made him something he wasn't.
And again, camera angles adding to his height when he's fighting the thugs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I'm not talking about he literally became 5'8", 5'9". I was just talking about how
it's how to put perspective on the screen to make it believable is all that I'm saying. So
we got a 6-foot bat running around in Gotham. Wait a minute, hold on. 6 foot? Michael Keaton is not 6 feet.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
So, all right.
I've always assumed that Batman wore lifts.
Keaton was awesome. Keaton was a perfect Bruce Wayne and a
Juji Mufu. He's the only bodybuilder that can actually move like a ninja. Who the hell is Jimmy? What's up, Wood? Thanks for tapping in.
Hey, Wood.
Who the hell is Juji Mufu?
Where are you seeing that at?
The Don in the comment section. He says it right here.
On YouTube?
Juji Mufu. He's the only bodybuilder that can actually move like a ninja. I don't know who Juji Mufu is, dude.
I don't either. What the fuck is that? Right. I'll look him up, but gee, man. Look him up.
All right. Juji Mufu.
That's something I have to think about between breaks.
Viral fitness personality and acrobat known for combining heavy bodybuilding with extreme flexibility and tricking.
Okay, so let me say this with all my heart. I'm gonna say this with all my chest, LaDon, but because you're a cool guy to me, I love you to death. Fuck no, that dude shouldn't be back. That dude needs to stay the fuck. I just saw his body.
Yeah, dude is a living Tim Burton sketch. He's got the Tim Burton proportions. Okay, the inverse triangle, broad shoulders as hell, tapering down to narrow waist and straight legs.
All right, and then the last subject, we'll move forward. And the last subject in Pop Culture Corner today is also another DC thing, as Jimmy Totaro officially boards DC's Jimmy Olsen Superman spinoff series as Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah.
Who has already been introduced in the television live action world from The Flash, I believe.
Yeah, but see, Gorilla Grodd is a Flash villain.
Yeah.
What the hell does Jimmy Olsen have to deal with Superman in that case?
Yeah, as I understand it, Jimmy Olsen, the spinoff is coming out of a concept called DC Crime, where they were going to do a DC, James Gunn DC focus on villains in there. So Gorilla Grodd's not going to be a permanent fixture in the Jimmy Olsen spinoff, although it's Jimmy Olsen. It would make sense somehow. Okay.
I'm sorry. Wood says a girl stood up on the premiere of Batman in '89, graduated junior high.
What?
But,
damn, man.
Yeah. So I think that what this is going to be is Jimmy Olsen having investigation adventures as a weekly procedural or streaming procedural in Metropolis, and Gorilla Grodd is going to be one of the ones that he encounters from time to time.
I mean, we're looking at Kite Man, so what's going on?
Hell yeah!
All right. I want to give a shout out to Studio 4 AM on the Twitch side. Hello, young lady. How are you? Representing the great state of Connecticut. So
thank you.
Welcome.
Wow.
But yeah, so we'll see where it goes. I mean, it could be that Gorilla Grodd is trying to become a crime boss in Metropolis to take it all over as part of his plan to turn all of Metropolis into gorillas.
That sounds like some
always
age shit, man. Get out of here.
That was always hilarious to me.
Well, that is a classic Gorilla Grodd plan.
Yeah,
that's like Lex Luthor using kryptonite to beat Superman. Okay, it's what they do. Okay, it's what
I will say
Grodd
this.
does.
I learned two things from watching Supergirl. I'll tell you this. I learned that green suns, that there's a green sun out there and it can kill Kryptonians.
What the hell?
I didn't know that going in. I hadn't seen that in the comic books before that. And then what else was it that I also learned? And them damn kryptonite crystal things were super fucking badass that the bad guy had. But my parents took me to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, he gets the no prize for that one, because that's fuckery, bro. When you know, hey, no, listen.
We will see no Rick Moranis hate in this show. Okay, Rick Moranis,
there's no hate. Listen, when you're a kid, and you know you want to see Batman, and your mom goes and takes you to the kitty movie. Of a kiddie movie and superhero flair, come on, man. That's like when these kids went to go see Masters of the Universe, and the parent took the kids, and he wanted to say, "I want to see Mandalorian. I want to see Star Wars." No, we're going to go see He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We're going to see my superhero today. Thank you.
So it's.
Well, sometimes as parents, you have to make the hard decision. Okay?
Yeah,
but you want to hear something
like dressing your 5-year-old kid up in all of his Barney gear and taking him to go see Jurassic Park.
I didn't say they always made smart decisions.
That was when I first saw Jurassic Park when it came out in the theater. I'm there. The entire front row are Barney kids.
Yeah.
Because Barney was hot. Barney was a dinosaur. This is a film about dinosaurs.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they learned real quick.
No.
This is California Central Valley, okay? We're not known for thinking things through. There's a reason why we call it Calabama.
Like, no.
Yeah, first 5 minutes. Barney killed the guy. I'm like, delicious.
Hold on. Doc said they don't. He said because his parents took him to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids instead of Batman. They don't talk to this day. That was just that unforgivable. We don't talk to this day.
Listen, you got to understand, and I say this because I turned 20 in 1989, and I tell you this, that to me, Batman for the summer of '89, that was an event that you did not want to miss on, and it was everywhere. I went and seen that movie at least 5 times.
Yeah. I didn't see it that much. I will admit that I did see Batman and Robin that many times just to see Alicia Silverstone suiting up in that.
No,
wait, hold on. Was that one the one where Robin does the Holy Rusted Metal Batman?
No.
Okay.
That
one I saw.
No, we're talking about the 1989. That movie was dark, and everybody was thinking that Batman was fixing to be like Adam West and shit. No.
Yeah.
We wanted dark. We wanted Batman to throw motherfuckers off roofs. Okay, you know, things like that. Like,
and we got it.
And gave zero fucks. I mean, when he was Bruce Wayne, it was cool. But Batman, come on, man.
No accountability. That's what it is. He got that mask, so he ain't got to take accountability.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Accountability with his conscience, but no accountability.
He is Batman is now a state-sponsored walking civil rights violation.
Wow.
That's how he's been for the past, 20 years, you think, Saint?
I say
taking names and kicking asses. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see. That's all we got for that for right now. We're gonna go on ahead and dip. You guys, please, Lord Zero, Deladon, please stick with us. We'll be back here in about 5 minutes after we run this quick promo break, and we'll be back to talk some Saturday night's main event, some wrestling.
Yeah.
And and then we got a full roster of video game news to talk about.
Yeah.
Something else with Sony yet again. Supplies. You know what's funny? And here's a quick laugh for us to end on real quick before we go to break. You know, it took me until Swab told me the other day that the surprise motherfucker, like, you know, that
surprise motherfucker
was from Dexter. Like, I did not know that. I just knew the black dude.
Oh my, and that was, dude.
Yeah.
That is like one of the best moments of Dexter, where Dokes confronts Dexter in that. That was just
All right, so like I said, stick with us for if you're a wrestling fan, and even if you're not, we get pretty funny with the wrestling talk too. And we'll see you guys after the break. We out. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the Switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
Got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely.
Success comes right after the struggle. I
I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode.
Adams family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think
I did not like the preceding caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
All right, and we are back. Waiting for Dave to get back, and we'll bring him back on. Saint, you want to unmute yourself? Yes, I know you want attention from me, Kitty, but not right now. We are also Superman would stop. Yeah, would not be able to stop him. No one would. Batman is a beast. Be number one in my book for life. It's Batman is a beast. I don't know if I believe one of that, like all that stuff about with prep time, Batman can beat anybody. But
Oh yeah.
there's some people. Like, I believe there's some people that not even Batman will be able to beat. But
And then hold
I
on, and
believe
then
that
the
he's a
comment,
skilled man.
and then the comment, man, if Batman truly stopped holding back, let me say this, Gotham would be a different place. You got to remember, Kingdom Come, Gotham was a different place. All those bat armors and all those helicopters and shit that was flying around. Oh yeah. Let's see. Also, Superman would not be able to stop him. No one would. Batman is a beast and will be number one in my book for life. Listen, Batman is my favorite fictional character of all time. Not comic book wise. I'm talking about favorite fictional character. Period, bar none. One of the most controversial over the years because of what he represents. My thing is that Batman to me is the ultimate chameleon. He can get in and out of places wherever the fuck he wants to go. If he was to walk into a place and disguise himself like he has done before, and you wouldn't pay attention to him, and motherfuckers just dropping all kinds of dimes and information and surrounding him and all that kind of stuff, and he could get information. He can rob you tomorrow and then sell peanuts to an elephant. So,
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
And that's the end of it.
So, all right. So then we will go on ahead and jump into our next segment of the show, which is, by the way, thank you to Ladon and Lord Zero for dropping so much, keeping them comment sections busy. Let's see. But we're going to turn.
Wait for the animated shit.
What's up?
No, I'm just waiting for the season premiere. Actually, no. Season 2 starts, I think, this month, if I'm not mistaken.
Season 2 of
Batman, the new Batman animated series on Amazon. It's supposed to be season 2. Damn.
All right.
Need to catch up on that.
For sure.
Thank you for the Batman talk.
now we have Runescryer back. Yay!
Yeah.
Running and run, you get him back. Yay! All right, so we are back here to talk everything WWE wrestling. For those of you who don't know, that's what we talked here on SmackDown Alley. And this week we are going to be talking a little bit about Saturday night's main event from last night. It was only a 5-match show. I think they did a pretty good job of progressing.
Be more humble.
Hey, be more.
What's up? What's up?
Okay. Yeah, let's definitely get into this shit because I got.
All right. So we're gonna open up. We're gonna open up with the close of the show, not the main event, but the close of the show. The close of the show was an acknowledgement ceremony that I have to admit, and I have to agree with some people when they say that it was kind of awkward, simply because Jalen Brunson didn't look like he knew what to do with himself. Like while Roman was like praising the Knicks and praising him and and doing the promo setup for giving him the belt that they eventually gave him, like he just looked kind of awkward. But I like the whole idea. I like the idea of giving him the blue belt with the number 11 on it in honor of him winning Finals MVP. Like I definitely like the mixture of sports and wrestling and sports entertainment in that capacity. But Saint, kick us off. What are your thoughts on that acknowledgement ceremony to close the show?
It was nice. It was nice. It was a little cheesy, but it was it was nice, especially motherfuckers are getting choke slammed through tables and whatnot.
We'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that.
Look, I'll put it to you this way: it really was a nice little kickoff, and and believe it or not, 2K26, you're getting a free character.
What, Jalen Brunson?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's dropping, I think, in a couple of days or so. So, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, with the cat segment, which we'll get to in a little bit, it was definitely much better, Lozer. I agree completely. And yeah, you're right. The whole acknowledgement ceremony with Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson should have been at the beginning of the show instead of at the end of the show. I think that definitely. Or you could have done it during a pre-show instead of Trick Williams versus Laredo Kid, which I actually heard was a pretty damn good match. It was a non-title match, and the two, I won't say burn the house down, but they definitely did a good job of warming the crowd up.
I mean, it was some foot to ass. I mean, it was definitely some foot to ass shenanigans going on with that one. And look, Trick Williams is still doing the thing, but this Laredo Kid.
Laredo Kid's been an excellent wrestler for a long time. Like you're just kind of now seeing him in WWE, but he's been around for a little bit and he's been a hell of a wrestler. Unless this is one of those like lucha moments where he's the son of the original Laredo Kid. Because I remember them talking about Laredo Kid when we were kids. We were teenagers, our 20s, shit like that.
Tío de Laredo Kid.
Yes. All right, so let's get into what Lord Zero and Saint were talking about a little bit earlier, and that is the Danhausen versus JD McDonough match, which was a classic wrestling match that involved lots of holds and suplexes and submission holds, and I'm lying out of my ass. It was a great match full of everything surprise from Mini Danhausen to Karl Anthony Towns, the power forward for the champion Knicks, coming out and choke slamming both Dominic Mysterio and JD, or Dominic through a table and JD McDonough just into the ground. And the fact that Danhausen took a stuffed cat and shoved him into his little transformation machine, and out came Karl Anthony Towns, better known as Cat. Whoever in the writers thought of that, bravo, guys. Bravo. That was beautiful. Not to mention Cat's like 7'1". So like, yeah, seeing him lumber on down to the ring was definitely amazing. Yeah, it was also a great match. Like the match itself, just between, but JD is a worker. And as much as people think Danhausen is pure comedy, I think Danhausen is a R-Truth type situation. Like a lot of people are so used to R-Truth doing comedy that they forget that R-Truth is a hell of a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that Ron Killings can actually wrestle. That Ron Killings is a former NWA heavyweight champion. You know, like people see R-Truth and they think funny. People see Danhausen and they think funny. But he can actually wrestle. He can actually get in the ring and wrestle. So, Saint, you've been kind of quiet. What are your thoughts on the Danhausen match?
Oh, especially with the mini Danhausens and all that. Yeah, that was funny. That was definitely funny. But there's nothing I could see more than Mysterio going through a table. That was just, just like, and he gave him a little hand, but boy, the way I kind of felt it, like, ow, my back. You feel me? Like that was the kill part for me.
100% sure. 100%. Like, and like I said, JD McDonough's all his career has been. I think if JD McDonough, like, what is he? He's like 5'7", 5'9", something like that. He is. Is that unfortunately? I'm not saying he could never be, but he kind of doesn't fit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit what you think of as either a big guy or a fast guy.
He kind of. What?
He's in the in between.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Chris Benoit. Like Chris Benoit was a hell of a wrestler.
Right.
Hell of a wrestler.
He gets by. He's too big to be a fast guy, and he's too fast or too small to be a big guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So 100%. But him and Danhausen were perfect for each other. They put on a hell of a match together.
Right.
The "You Are Cursed" bit will never get old to me. Like it truly won't. I just love it. And so, but that led us, or that didn't lead us. These are not in order. But we also had our girl Lyra Valkyria, who is slowly but surely falling apart. Bailey.
No.
And I'll say this.
Entrance.
Give your thoughts. I'll say this. I have not been in love with the small, crazy white girl this much since James was introduced to the WWF universe. Like as Trish Stratus' stalker. I have never like Lyra Valkyria is yeah. But go on, Sam. What were we gonna say?
Okay, first of all, let's give kudos to that entrance.
Yeah.
Because that shit, that was like, that was if it was evident that she became a heel to last night, yeah, that was right there, because that music was like straight up like this bitch is fixing to come and wreck shop.
It's the Raven.
Yeah, listen, when Bailey was pretty much like done, and she was already done, like cooked.
Yeah,
I felt bad for her.
Well, I give it like this. I saw an article today that kind of pissed me off because it was talking about WWE doesn't know how to treat Bailey. Bailey's on the back end of her career. Bailey's doing what people on the back end of their careers do, and that is put over younger talent.
Yep.
Like Lyra is an up and coming, or Lyra is just somebody that she wants to work with to help launch her to that next stratosphere. And working with someone like Bailey is going to launch you to that next stratosphere. And so Bailey's not being misused. Bailey is probably exactly where she wants to be. Yeah, she's worked like big time. Lyra reminds me of Lita. Yeah, to an extent. To an extent, she doesn't do as much high flying as Lita used to do, but I can see the comparisons there for sure. But I'm loving this crazy version of her. Like, it's just a little bit off. Like you see moments and flashes of the good her come through, but for the most part, she's just off from her old self. Let's see. We also had a change of titles in that Scream mode is what they call them. Is now no longer tag team champions as Paige and Brie Bella lost the women's tag team championships to Fallon Henley and Lady Field, otherwise known as Fatal Influence.
Yeah, and some twin magic got pulled off.
Really?
It was reversed.
Uh-oh.
You didn't see the roll up?
No, I didn't catch the ending. All I saw is that.
Yeah, they're the new champions.
Well, I saw that they're the new champions. I just didn't see how to finish.
What you call it? Rolled her ass up in 1, 2, 3. That was it. I was like,
I think it's good. I'm happy that they had Fatal Influence win the women's tag team championships because I'm hoping that they keep JC Jane away from the WWE Women's Championship for a while. Like, let her go win the U.S. title or something like that from Tiffany Stratton and have them carry all three of them. I don't think that Fatal Influence is at a level where they should be, that she should be the one holding the WWE Championship, which we'll get to an announcement that was made on SmackDown about the WWE Women's Championship this week. I'm glad that yes, Fatal Influence, they've done really well since being brought up to the main roster. So I'm happy that they won the belts. Don't get me wrong, and I'm ready to see Paige do her own thing anyway. Like, no offense to Brie Bella or Nikki Bella. I know Brie got hurt or Nikki got hurt last minute, and Paige was kind of a replacement for that. Paige was originally supposed to come in solo. She's not ready. JC Jane is not ready for that big girl belt yet. She's almost there. If she keeps working the way she's working and putting in that work ethic, she's gonna get there real soon. But Paige, now it's time for Paige and Brie Bella. They have maybe one more feud leading up to SummerSlam with Fatal Influence, and then they lose to Fatal Influence at SummerSlam, and Paige goes on her own. Because even Lord Zero agrees with me that Paige needs to be on her own. And I agree. She works much better as a solo act. And they need more solo acts in the women's division right now, because they have a bunch of tag teams and groups. Let's see. And then the final match of the night was interesting, to say the least. And that was the main event tag team match between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes taking on Gunther and Sami Zayn. And what was announced on Friday night randomly at the last minute was that if Gunther and Sami won this match, they would be added to the SummerSlam WWE Championship match, and it would become a fatal four-way. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know, like, don't get me wrong. Cody and CM Punk won. So it's not going down like that. But I never quite understood why even go down that road. Why even throw that out there? Because, like, I don't know. I would rather see the one-on-one between Cody and Punk. Yeah, same here, Lord Zero. I'm glad they're not going with the thing. But overall, it was a good match. And let's talk about the thing that really made the match interesting. That was the tail end, where SmackDown manager Nick Aldis overstepped his authority and inserted himself into the end result of the match by smacking Gunther with the WWE Championship.
They've already got Cody Graves doing the heel commentary, okay? So stop angling for the job.
Oh, why not? Why not? No,
Yeah.
but it was quite interesting watching that happen because of course we've always believed. I said this a long time ago. For their first altercation, that we're building to Aldis versus Gunther,
Gunther at SmackDown, yeah.
which is gonna be an amazing match. It'll probably be Aldis's retirement match. It'll probably be yet another notch in Gunther's belt. Because I believe this time, like I said, before Nick Aldis got put on unpaid leave or on paid leave.
Yeah.
I think this time he's going to be full on suspended, but he's going to be able to come back and sign like a 1 year contract.
Yeah. Let's be clear though. SummerSlam, we're going to get Gunther versus Magnus.
Yeah. Probably.
I would not be surprised if Nick Aldis pulled out the old identity for this one last time.
We'll see how that goes because WWE normally doesn't like to use names that they don't own unless it's the talent's actual name.
Fair.
And I don't think they own the Magnus title. Well, they do.
What?
They do have a good working relationship with TNA, so he may be able to use it.
What, $20 billion and they can't buy the name off of TNA?
They don't spend money on silly stuff like that. Lord Zero says because they had to find a way to include Nick so him and Gunther can have the match together. So they had moved that story somehow.
Yeah.
That story, how it seemed wacky. Yeah, very much so.
And,
but like I said, the ending worked out to my favor. Jay to the row with the red. What's up, brother? Oh my God. Saint is switching cameras on us. He's gone to a multi-camera setup. I'll be damned.
But yeah, also let's talk about the completely unnecessary stomp from CM Punk to Sami Zayn after the match was declared. Yeah. And Sami's trying to crawl into the ring, and Punk just says, "Nope."
Well, yeah, because Punk was ready to jump in and stop him.
Yep.
That was quite an interesting. What's up, Jay? Thanks for tapping in. Saint just had to tap out for a quick second. But overall, I was happy with the ending, and I will be more than happy to continue to see what happens with this Nick Aldis Gunther story. Next up, we'll get into a little bit of a Raw review here. Let's reel some major hits and hit up some points. For Raw this week, one of the major things we'll talk about real quick is the Obafemi Brock Lesnar interaction, as Paul Heyman got a restraining order on Obafemi, and Oba's not supposed to come within 100 yards of Brock Lesnar, but he did, and so Oba had to beat out of some fake cops.
Yeah. I'm like, wait.
Well, Jay, I hope you're doing well as well. What's up?
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute. Okay. The kayfabe is just, huh? The math just saying math. You're going to have a restraining order for the dude who's going to fight your guy?
Yeah.
Can't come in. How is Obafemi going to fight Brock Lesnar from 100 yards away from the ring?
Because the restraining order conveniently ends the day before SummerSlam. Come on, man.
Now, I love this. I'm just imagining Obafemi doing Kamehameha.
We also had a new number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, right? Named, as we will see Gable take on Penta for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. I'm expecting Gable to come out with the victory with all that they're setting him up with. That he's finally going to get that IC victory that he's been working at for over a year, and then eventually he'll flip that IC victory into a potential World Heavyweight Championship.
Right, and it's also going to be. I think it's also going to be a clean win too.
Penta. Oh yeah, that match is going to be. It's going to be them two going at it.
Yeah.
No interference, and yeah, for sure.
Especially, we're still continuing the Chad Gable 2026 Reformation Tour.
Yes. The match was a gauntlet match against Dominic Mysterio, Joe Hendry, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rusev, and Ethan Page. The thing I liked about the group that they chose for that particular match, was the fact that, with an exception for Dominic Mysterio, I genuinely wouldn't have been bothered by any of those other four guys winning. Like Ethan Page wouldn't have bothered me, Dragon Lee wouldn't have bothered me, Javon Evans wouldn't have bothered me, Joe Hendry wouldn't have bothered me.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan Page and Dom Mysterio, it would bother me just simply because, I don't mark for heels, or I very rarely mark for heels. So it's just kind of like, whatever. But yeah, you're right. That was a good, solid lineup of contenders.
Raw also gave us another big moment as the newest member of the Vision, otherwise known as the Vision Queen Maxine, came out, and they added more to the Otis Tozawa story than was there before, and that was Poor Otis.
Maxine, they've been building up for Maxine to do a heel turn ever since the Natty storyline.
Yeah. Well, her frustrations.
Yeah, her frustrations.
Like, and rightfully so. But like the way she did Otis, where she set him up to be jammed up, so to speak, by Austin Theory, was kind of like,
really? These guys who have stood by you for how many years at this point, thick or thin, they've defended you, they've helped you along, and you're gonna.
Lord Zero says Lord Zero says he loves Gable. He needs to hold the belt. His in-ring skills and promos are fire. Yeah. I think he proved also that he's a multifaceted wrestler going into AAA and kind of working in that lucha format, for a while. Same thing with the War Raiders. They're back on the main roster on SmackDown, which we'll get to in a minute.
Thank you.
They did a good job. They did a good job of not adjusting their style, but taking their style to AAA and getting themselves some real experience and work there.
Triple threat tag match: War Raiders and Hijo de Vikingo against whatever.
Right now we're looking at them versus Damian Priest and R-Truth. We can get to the crossover matches a little later on. I forget. I don't even know who they won. They have gotten a lot better. I watched their match last night against Fraxium, and they definitely they're back to what. To me, they're back to what they were when they were in NXT, which was a while.
I think that's because they're healthier than they've been for a long time, physically healthier, and just not being in competition and just big guys taking a break, letting the body heal, doing all the stuff that they need to do to encourage the healing. That's made the big difference.
Okay, and then two more things from Raw that we'll touch on. First and foremost, Solo Sikoa showed up again on Raw this week and gave us a pretty funny moment as he came in the ring with a mic and announced to Jacob and everybody that he had changed his mind and that he was going to go with the bloodline and put his finger up in the air. And Jimmy put his finger up in the air. And then what's his name went to go put his finger up in the air. Jacob and Solo started smiling, did the thumb sideways and right into Jimmy's neck, and then ran out the ring. But needless to say, the whole thing set up a storyline for the 6-man tag at SummerSlam that was built up between Jimmy, between the Usos and Jacob Fatu taking on LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys. I don't know. It depends. I don't know. I can't really read where they're planning on going with Solo. But I could see this as a moment where Solo flips the script and turns on what you call
Royce and LA Knight.
And LA Knight, and goes with the bloodline. But we'll see. Or maybe this is where Jacob turns on Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah,
and sides with the other one. But I think SummerSlam's going to be interesting, and this match is going to be part of why, 100%. What's up, Saint? We can't hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep it going while so we don't have some dead air there. So moving on to SmackDown. Oh, sorry. The last thing from Raw is that Reigns.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, somebody's gonna turn, but I really think Jay is going to be. I honestly believe he's the one that's going to turn.
See, I don't know. I don't think there's a reason for Jay to turn right now. Like his frustrations are his own. Like his losses that he's been taking are on him. Like
right.
it's like if anything, I could see something blowing up between him and Jacob, but not necessarily him turning on the bloodline. I don't think we're going to see Jay solo again until Roman is done and gone. Like I genuinely don't think we're going to see anything different from Jay until Roman is part of it. We'll see. All right. So like I said, moving forward in Raw, we closed with the contract signing for the World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and that went about as well as we thought it was going to go. And as it looked like at the end of the thing, it looked like Roman and Seth were just going to sign the contract and walk away. Roman was going to have it, and Roman turned it into let's roast Seth Rollins night. And he proceeded to roast Seth in every possible way that he could. I'm questioning Seth's ability to be able to carry the company to WCW goes to still a problem for pro wrestling sports. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, and hold on a second. I'll check while you're going, but hold on.
But yeah, so and then of course it turned into a brawl for all, in which Seth gets the better of Roman and ends up stomping him into the ground. But surprisingly, nobody goes through a table. Just flipped the table over, but nobody went through the table. But Saint, give us your thoughts while Dave's looking at this stuff up on the Roman Reigns Seth Rollins interaction, or what I affectionately call
it was like, I love the fact that Roman Reigns could just clown anybody and still keeps a straight face and holds the mic, and he does this shit like, yeah, but your career, and then you know how his eyes look, but yeah, man, but your career, bro, your career is washed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm looking forward to that match.
The match itself is going to be off the hook. Dave, your thoughts on that closing segment?
Haven't seen it, so.
Well, good. What's up, Daniel Musson? UTI, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. The World Championship Wrestling goes to still a problem for pro wrestling and sports entertainment. Very true. Very true. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily a problem. I think that it definitely, WCW shows us how not to run a wrestling company. Don't overpay everybody. Don't just throw money at people just to get them away from the other place, because eventually that could put you out of business. Eventually, just like I keep trying to tell people about AEW, as much as it's great that AEW exists, Tony Khan has to watch what he's paying people, because his money isn't unlimited. He has a lot of it, but his money isn't unlimited. So who knows? All right. So let's go to the SmackDown things. And one of my favorite things that came out of SmackDown, and we'll open up this, is that due to Rhea Ripley being out indefinitely and her for sure not going to be able to go at SummerSlam, they are having a 5-woman ladder match to determine an interim women's WWE Women's Champion. And when Rhea Ripley comes back, she will face off with whoever the champion is at that point to decide on who is the real undisputed WWE Women's Champion. So far, as of the end of SmackDown, we have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill on the way to the ladder match. They said they're going to have multiple more ladder matches in the coming weeks to decide who the other 3 competitors are, but it should be interesting. It should be interesting. Gentlemen, your thoughts on them changing pace with Rhea's injury? Instead of stripping her of the belt and crowning a new champion, they're going to crown an interim champion and have that face off with Rhea.
Well, whoever the interim champion is going to be, when Rhea comes back, we'll just watch and see what happens.
Yeah. But what do you think about them doing an interim championship?
I think it'd be good for somebody, but they're gonna realize that, you know what? I don't want to be an interim champion. I want to be champion. And when Rhea comes back, we're just gonna go ahead and she can continue to sit out because I'll still be the main champion. Yeah, I see the bullshit and I see the fuckery. Somebody out of that 5, and who's the 5 going to be? In this,
we don't know yet. We don't know yet. They're going to have a bunch more matches. So far, it's just Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill that made it in as of SmackDown.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes.
So, let's see. Go ahead. Runescryer, your thoughts?
No, don't have any thoughts. It just seems that there's been a lot of titles vacated in the past couple of years because of injury.
Yeah, that's part of the business.
Yeah, it is part of the business, sadly. Yeah.
So, like that's all I can say about that. It is a part of the business for you to have people get hurt. It's just been horrible timing on when they're getting hurt, as they're just opening up and starting, new championship runs right as they're getting hurt, basically eliminating themselves from the end.
Absolutely.
Let's see. So now, like I said, we know that that it will just be CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. And as we close this,
Cody Rhodes.
What are our thoughts on that match and what the possible result of it could be? We'll give hard predictions. in a couple of weeks, right? Or the week before SummerSlam. What are your thoughts on this match, gentlemen? Kick us off, baby.
Don't really have any thoughts. I'm still behind about a week or so on wrestling.
Okay.
So I'm just giving general vibe.
The Cody Rhodes match, that'll be a slobber knocker of epic proportions, because I know that Punk goes hard. Cody goes hard in the paint, and we need to see how this is gonna go. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
What's
up, Big G-Bo?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it'll be not necessarily a slobber knocker, but I think it's gonna be one hell of a match. I think it's something that we've waited multiple years for, because Cody's been back in WWE, or Punk's been back in WWE for a couple of years now. Cody has been too, and they've been kind of avoiding each other. Thanks for the bits, Big G-Bo. And they are, and so I can't wait to see what they give us in the ring. I'll be honest with you.
She got big bits. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Money.
I also know that I have a, like, in my heart, I don't want Cody to win. Like I want Punk to stay champ and then to go from there. You know, because I think it takes us in a different direction with Punk as champ than it would if Cody gets the belt. Not that I'm tired of Cody. I want to see Cody win the belt back again somewhere down the road. But let him take a break from the title championship picture for a little bit. And let him go do his own thing. So, all right. So that will do it for WWE talk.
Yeah. I just want to see Gunther get his pain.
Sadly, got some late breaking news that happened this weekend.
Okay.
For pro wrestling. Siva Afi died on Thursday. For those of you who don't remember or know, he was in New Japan Wrestling for 20 years or something like that before he came over to WWF in '86. Billed as Jimmy Snuka's cousin and took over the Superfly moniker. And in '85, held Ric Flair to a 60-minute match that only ended because the time limit hit.
Right. With the full gambit on the time match.
Yeah.
Saying something, because Ric Flair is one of the best in-ring guys that
absolutely
100%. So may he rest in peace. Let his family know that he died peacefully. But right on. WWE made that announcement on their page. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So the last that is the last thing for pop or for wrestling. Now we move into Tech Tinker's favorite part of the show, which is right on, LaDon. Definitely R.I.P. I want to say. All right, so video games. Yes, R.I.P. to PlayStation. No, the first one, Dave, go ahead and kick us off with the new Saber exec moves to reassure fans worried about Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 3 monetization, ends up suggesting a 2028 launch window that may even include the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Yep. All right. So Steve Allison, who was of the Epic Game boss of Epic Games Store, recently did a lateral transition over to Saber Interactive as its chief business officer this past week. But his first main address as CBO of Saber Interactive is focusing on Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 3, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. And buried in the lead, Saber Interactive's John Wick game. I see I have your attention now.
Oh, I already had the attention from the Warhammer.
Yeah.
I already knew a little bit about the hey Miss Eyes, how you doing?
Hey.
Hang on a second. This here is one of the other shows from for First GenXers, and I'm a co-host on this one, but he is also a co-host here, but the main co-host is Dark Lord 100. This is the one show that we do collectively, and as we talk about hot top, not necessarily hot topics, but topics about entertainment, wrestling, and gaming, but also from a Gen X perspective, and looking at that as to how we see things. But this is one of the shows that we do in addition to the classroom now versus the NBT Deuce and the night shift. So, but thank you though. I definitely appreciate it. But continue, please.
Okay, so because this guy came from the Epic Game Store, there are a lot of fears of Warhammer fans that there's going to be an aggressive monetization policy going forward with future content for Space Marine 2 and the planned Space Marine 3.
But what else is new though? I mean,
right, exactly.
They're always listen. With all of the monetization going on right now, all of the shit with the digital shit and everything going on. I mean, some of us already knew what was going on behind the scenes, and then they're just certain certain aspects that I agree with and don't agree with the digital, the physical to digital, because I mean, you're getting a lot of good games and stuff off the market, but this monetization and shit that's going on, with games like Hammer,
but he basically came out and said, it's like, no, we've tried microtransaction monetization with stuff like Rocket League. It didn't work out for us. So that's not who we're going to be moving forward with any of the games. So there will still be paid DLC, but there's not going to be microtransaction monetization for any of our games. Because which is good. Yeah, which is good because 40K fans already get microtransacted to death with the actual 40K miniatures game. Okay, so you call it plastic crack for a reason. So, long story short, Saber Interactive will not be doing microtransactions for anything, whether it's Space Marine 2, Space Marine 3, Knights of the Old Republic remake, or John Wick, or any of it.
Sounds like somebody finally got their head put on straight.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did. All right, so now we're back to Sony.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now we're talking about Sony faces an antitrust complaint in Mexico over ending physical media.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to end up happening for Sony the way they want it to. Like, I don't think it's going to be as easy as they thought it was going to be to just say, you know what, we're not producing any more physical media, and that's just end of subject.
Yeah, because there is a strong movement in not just Mexico, but throughout Europe, which is a major video games market. There is a movement. It's basically, I think it's called Right to Play, which is seeking to end these plans for destroying, nixing physical media going forward. And that, more importantly, once you buy a game, whether it is a physical copy of the game or a digital copy of the game, they are saying they want the right to continue playing that game until the end of your lifespan.
Right.
Okay,
You
so
should if you pay for
you're
it.
not going to get no more delisting games off of legacy consoles like the 360 or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, no more delisting games off of platforms like Steam, because if a company is going to commit to releasing a game, they need to commit to having legacy support for that game forever. There's going to be a cutoff point
Yeah.
where you're not going to be able to buy it anymore, and that's understandable. But for the people that do buy it, they need to be able to play it for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
And if that
hold
game
hold on a second. Before you go, let me dive in there. Go ahead, Dave. Finish up.
Okay, so and if that game includes online verification, multiplayer, you have to log into the server online to even play in single player mode. That server service has to be maintained forever.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, and this is not in any way like a shot. I'm gonna say from a business standpoint, that's just not. Here's hold on. Here's what I think. I think I agree with you on, or agree with you on, is that if you purchase media, video games, movies, etc., whether it be digitally or physically, you should be able to have access to that for the rest of your life. But I'll use NBA 2K for example. If I download a digital copy of NBA 2K, I should be able to play that in 15 years from now. If I decide to fire up my old PS5 and play that game, I should be able to play it. Now, what I don't think should still be available 15 years from now is the servers under which my player online stuff was being kept. That stuff should be automatically downloaded to my console, and then it should run from there as opposed to needing an online server.
Right.
And then second of all, on support at it, because in order to have support for the game, you have to pay somebody to be able to be that support. So I would say at a certain point, support for the game needs to end, but you should still be able to play the game.
Right.
Like I believe, yes, till the day you die, you should be able to fire that game up. I should be able to turn on my 360, put in college football 14, and play it anytime I want between now and the time that I'm 85.
Yeah.
But as of now, because that game is so old, I should not still be able to get online or tech support.
Right. They're not talking about
into any online server.
Right.
But just being able to have the right to play the game, yes, I agree.
Yes,
I agree. 100%.
This is not about the right to play an old game on a newer console.
Yeah, no.
I agree with you on
being
that.
able to play, being able to play on the console.
Okay, So, but playing on consoles that are existing and are still functioning, yes, that's what they are wanting to do.
Well,
also, I agree that it is not profitable, with the caveat under the current business operation plans. Why do they need to have an internet connection to play a single player FPS game?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That is a totally unneeded step. So it's going to force the video game industry to reevaluate how they're doing these things.
Yeah, very true.
Okay,
They do
and
that.
that's going to be the better for the consumers.
Okay. Saint, go ahead and give us your thoughts after a quick shout out to XYZ 1021. Thanks for tapping in.
Thank you, sir.
Go gatekeepers. No shit. All right, Saint, what are your thoughts on this?
Listen, and I've said it before. First of all, everybody wants to jump on Sony. Okay, yeah. This is not a great time to be ending physical media. I see that, because there are people out there that are collectors. Hell, I still like collecting certain types of physical media. But we already know that this is going into a digital age. As you could see, when the Xbox 360 went to the Xbox One, when you went in to download your Xbox One games, I had 120 games on my 360. When I went to my Xbox One, it was only half of them because they were either licenses that were expiring or they just didn't want to give continue that game to support. But here it is, 5 or 10 years later. Guess what happens when these games are delisted? These motherfuckers come right back, and guess who picks it up? Steam does it. I have a game. One of my favorite games was a game called Remember Me, and it was a action platform. It was done by Capcom. It was in Neo Paris. That was one of my favorite games, and it got delisted. Now here it is. I'm able to play this game again. Games like XCOM, which once upon a time was delisted. Yeah. But, and just to make this final point, I just got this game called Justice League, and it's a kiddie game because I like DC shit, DC lore. There's a game called, I think it was called Chaos or something like that. And you know what? The game just got delisted. You can't pick it up. You can't download it. And that is a shame. But these are games within this generation can turn around and get delisted at the snap of a finger.
Yep.
What does that help to? What does that do when you're gaming? And what does that do when you can't? So what do? You keep your old consoles and you keep those games up as long as the servers are running running your downloads, you can keep it. Hell, Tekken cross Street Fighter, those servers, believe it or not, are still open.
Yep.
I was on that son of a bitch like 3 or 4 months ago that I was playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and I got on there and I kept playing one person, but I mean it was still open. I don't know.
So speaking of Tekken, we're still waiting for the Waffle House Arena to make an appearance in Tekken.
I believe we'll get one. Watch.
Yeah.
Now we need no. You can add in and out to that because in Tempe, Arizona, there was an in and out. There was a big ass fight.
Yeah.
Roxy passed that on to me, and so he was like, "Wait a minute, we doing crash outs and in and out on the West Coast." Now, I was kind of embarrassed by that. So
yeah.
Much worse has happened. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
and like I said, this is about forcing businesses to reevaluate video game businesses to reevaluate how they implement technology into their video games to be consumer focused and oriented rather than business focused and oriented. The businesses need to adapt to the needs of the consumer to provide a superior product. It's still possible to do that.
They will. Here's the problem.
They want control.
No, we live in a capitalistic society, so almost everything is about profit. And profit will always rank number one above the needs and desires. How can we make as much money as possible? That's
getting into a whole other can of worms there.
But I do agree that yes, finding a happy medium to where you can generate profit, but at the same time still be consumer driven, is where the sweet spot is for most businesses.
Yeah.
But all right. So
which is going to lead us into the next article.
The next, that GameStop CEO says that games are irrelevant to companies' revenue. Yeah, because people
Irrelevant, not relevant.
yeah, irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Yeah, are irrelevant to people's to their business model. And yeah, of course, GameStop started shifting to game console and then memorabilia and collectors items long ago. I'm talking like 5-10 years ago. GameStop, and yes, GameStop GameStop went from being the place where you went to go get games to a place where you could go get games.
Yep.
But you also could get all this other stuff. You
know what GameStop is now?
What's that?
GameStop is the new nerd hot topic. It's where nerds go to get their physical, their shirts, their posters, their anime statuettes, their character statuettes. That's all GameStop is now.
Yep, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. Listen, GameStop. I just recently went into a GameStop, and it's like all you see now are T-shirts, cups,
and trading cards. You're right, Big J.
trading cards, and it's like what happens to the games? That's kind of like MTV not doing music anymore. Like what?
When the real world hit.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but
it's terrible.
None of us are surprised by this statement. It's just, they're finally saying the quiet part out loud. Really. Okay. And so let's move on. Oh, he's back.
All right. Yeah. So we'll move forward into our second to last story. This one was just an interesting one I found out there on Facebook. Figured y'all might be a little bit interested in it. It says Grand Theft Auto 6, the longest awaited game in video game history, damn near, is projected to generate between $3.25 billion and $5.2 billion in cumulative global revenue by the end of the first week once it releases.
It is going to be the strongest pre-order campaign ever recorded in video game history.
Of course.
Like that's just like, don't get me wrong. I get it. It's a popular game.
Yeah.
Between 3.25 and 5.2 billion in the first week.
We're now talking Hollywood blockbuster. Beyond that.
Wow. Like, that's well beyond that. Like, there's not a Hollywood movie that's done $1 billion. That's done $1 billion.
Over like two. There's not a Hollywood film that's approached $2 billion, to my knowledge, in a lifetime run. Much less a week.
Like, oh my God! Like that is insane. Like that's how much. And how much do you want to say that the weight has to do with it? There's going to be a lot of people returning the game because the game doesn't live up to their 10-year-long thought processes and how much they had to pay for it and what's in their head, and they're going to get upset and return the game.
AKA the Bethesda development cycle.
Right.
Trust and believe you me, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens with that if it actually hits those numbers. But
no, it's already, trust and believe you me. A lot of people have pre-ordered this game, and the simple fact, you have to remember, this is what is this now? 13, 14 years that this game has been pretty much in development. And the rumors and everything, and I kind of figured it was fixing to be on some digital shit. Yeah. It was fixing to be on some digital shit. I don't think seriously that these discs, in this particular game, the disc is only going to hold so much, and then if you think about it, there'll probably be about maybe 2 or 3 discs just to load the fucking game up. Because we already know there have been games beforehand that have 2 or 3 discs just to play. And that also depends on if you're running HD, Blu-ray, or the different levels of graphic representation. So
But
yeah,
so
some
LeDon chimes in.
turn the game. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
got to
always.
policies too. You got to look at the
Yeah.
policies because I mean, shit, it's probably going to take just 2 hours just to get to any kind of thing. And whoa, what happens? Because PlayStation does have the policy where if you play the game for more than 2 hours, then you can return that shit. They're gonna give you hell about it, but yeah, they're gonna return it.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Last subject for video games is just a random story that I found about Sony is reportedly avoiding using liquid metal for the PS cooling. They're going to be trying to use something a little bit different for the PS.
And what would
I
that
mean,
be?
who wants a T1000 in their PlayStation?
Sony is reported avoiding using liquid metal in the PS6, instead opting for a sealed fluid like water. So your PlayStation may come with. So don't drop that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, or you may fuck up everything. But the cooling system evidently is going to be water based. So that's going to be quite interesting to see.
Yeah. Is there any console that's water cooled?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, not that I know of either. And I think that there's a very good reason for that, why liquid cooling works for PCs more than for consoles. Because consoles get moved more than PCs do.
Right.
There's a higher, like Dark Lord said, you're going to drop it, there's going to be ramifications.
But that's what people want to do now. I don't know. I think it's about being a little bit less than cheaper to make than it would be to make it with the liquid metal. But I say go with the liquid metal. It's probably a lot better.
Go with whatever's going to be the most durable.
Right. It's going to be ready to be able to be moved. It's most PlayStation 4. So the guy behind them in line will always buy it next. No shit. I've literally seen that happen. Somebody sell a copy of Madden back to GameStop, and then literally, hey, can I buy that copy?
Maybe.
All right, XYZ, have a great rest of your day. We're getting close to wrapping up here anyway. Last subject right here. But go on, gentlemen. Any last thoughts on Sony reportedly avoiding using liquid metal?
I mean, I don't have that kind of. I don't know. I'm not. It's bad enough I'm interested in certain types of technology as it is, but I'm not fixing to run around everything because that was like back in the day with comics. You had to have that 3D cutout, die cast infrastructure, foil, plastic. Get the fuck out of here, man. I want my comics. I don't want gimmicks. Just like I want my games. I don't want gimmicks. I don't care if it's, it glows 3 wheels and it can spin around and do backflips, man. Fuck all that, dude. just get it done correctly.
All right. So then last thing we're going to talk about here is we're going to take a look at this and kind of give some thoughts. This is the new trailer for Wolverine from PlayStation Studios. So
this came out just last week.
Look at that body work.
Damn. Right through the body in the car. Oh
Cable.
no, that's
Sabretooth.
yeah, Sabretooth.
Oh,
No one's killing Logan but me. And it wouldn't be Wolverine without Ninjas, the Hand, showing up.
Ninja.
And Lady Deathstrike.
Deathstrike. Yep.
Love it.
Yeah, for those of you who can't hear the voiceover, it's all about Logan getting older and losing Logan to the Beast, basically.
And September 15th is going to be a good day.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
By
So I like what I saw. I don't know if it's enough for me to go out and buy the game as soon as it comes out, but I will definitely own it at some point.
Yeah, actually, that's the one thing I forgot to tell you. So, Big G Bo, we are putting something together. We are getting ready to do our first giveaway for First GenXers, and it's going to coincide with the release of Wolverine. That will be probably it will probably be September maybe 18th, because that's a Friday. But the prizes and everything else that's going to be coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we got a winner. And trust and believe you me, it's going to be something very, very special. Definitely special. And I can't wait.
Ryan Reynolds is going to come to your house to deliver the physical copy personally.
Hey, what's up, Lovely Radio Show? Thanks for tapping in.
Yeah, lovely. How we doing?
Yo, Miss Toy. Hey.
Appreciate you. All right. And so that will take us into the last segment of the show, which is always Where Can We Find You Next? Where the three of us let you guys know where you can find each of us next. Dave, go ahead and kick us off. What's going on over there on the night shift?
I will be back on doing the night shift tonight, midnight Pacific time, and I back with the Old Republic. I just got my Jedi off of the starting planet Tython and taken my first step into the big galaxy on the way to Coruscant. And for those who tuned in for the previous the Old Republic streams, I realized what was going on. Shout out and thanks to everyone who was mentioning that they couldn't hear me. When I was setting up OBS for streaming streaming games, I forgot to include the mic in the sources. I had included the webcam, which is, what I'm microphoning for me now, and using it as a microphone when I'm streaming off the computer, but as a visual picture device, not an audio device. So I got my shit sorted out.
Well,
and later on this week, be watching, because I'm going to start doing some afternoon streams to get in during the day. That schedule is going to change when Mr. Dark Lord's schedule changes. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to stream a little bit more, including a second The Old Republic, where I'm going to go to the dark side and show you some of the Sith storylines.
All right. And Saint over there with the collective, what do we got going on in the near future?
All right. Oh, well, in the near future, let's start off. So, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. MVT Deuce returns this evening. We're gonna have a few new tracks into the mix, but we may get just a little bit of the fusion because I've been trying to really get these rewires and stuff like that working. I will be doing possibly a couple of streams, early morning streams tomorrow, just for the folks that that miss out on the East Coast, and then of course Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, definitely Thursday. We'll definitely be getting some episodes of Now versus Then, getting back into the studio frame of getting the interviews on and so forth. And like I said, we're really trying to push, but MBT Deuce will be tonight, right after the classroom. So.
All right, and thanks for the lead in there. Tonight, you can catch me next at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch and Double KK Double Network and First GenXers YouTube as well for the classroom. And me and O'Malley are going to be talking a little bit about some NBA offseason stuff with LeBron James update, Wizards big 3-team trade, and some deals that have gone on, as well as some NFL deals that have been going on with the franchise tag deadline passing, and also training camp news coming up. And then as well, we'll be talking, of course, about the World Cup finale today and the winner there and how we got here. So be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on the 3 stations where you're seeing us now. And as far as me and the video game tip, you'll see me again on Tuesday afternoon with a little bit of college football 27, continuing my Michigan dynasty, online dynasty with Suave, and trying to figure out this NIL and recruiting, and yeah, it's quite interesting. The game is very, very, very in depth. And then of course the rest of the week. What's up?
You and O'Malley going to get into the World Cup final today?
That was the last thing that I just said.
Oh, sorry.
That we're going to talk World Cup. I'll say, but and then my standard schedule as usual: NBA Wednesdays, MLB Thursdays, and whatchamacallit. So the ones that you saw on Saturday, those won't be coming back next Saturday. Those were makeup streams because I missed Wednesday and Thursday this week. But based on the quality or the amount of views that I got on both of those, I may get back to doing an early afternoon stream on Saturdays before KD5P and just have a stream that bookends KD5P on one side and then on the back side with Retro Saturdays. But we shall see how that works out. It all depends. It won't be next weekend, because next weekend, just putting it out there will be no KD5P. My black ass is going to be riding in a raft down a river, going whitewater rafting with one of my good friends for her birthday. So I will not be doing KD5P next week because whitewater rafting is hell on your body. Those of you who've done it know. But I will be back next Saturday night with Retro Saturdays, and I will be here for Cheap Pop in Classroom next Sunday. So
all right,
that's it, y'all. Thanks to everybody for tapping in. Thanks to what was it, Jay to the Row for the raid. We appreciate you, Big Jibo, Lovely Radio, Ladon, as always. Thanks for tapping in. Wood, thanks for jumping in as well. Thanks to new viewers like Daniel Musson, UTI, Lord Zero. We appreciate you for the
subscribe. Follow.
Yeah, and we appreciate you. Be more humble. Thanks for tapping in as well. It's been a hell of an episode, y'all, and most of that is because of you. So thank you for tapping in, but we are out. Peace. Oh, Studio 4 a.m. shout out as well. Thanks for tapping in. What was it?
Okay, right now.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
That's it. Peace.
Later.